大家好，美股標普500指數今年上半年嘅表現係自從1932年美國經濟大蕭條熊市以嚟最差，投資者喺熊市之中有所損失，出現連敗 losing streaks 或者叫 cold streaks 都好，都係極為正常。咁究竟遇到呢一種情況應該要點做好呢？前量子基金傳奇操盤手 Stanley Druckenmiller 佢喺之前嘅訪問之中講到呢一個問題，佢分享咗佢喺2000年科網泡沫爆破係點樣由嚴重損失之中反敗為勝，當中嘅經驗好值得我哋借鏡同埋學習。今次咧會分享一下，咁我亦都會順帶講下近期不論係美股定係中港股市嘅市況。大家要留意，本影片嘅內容係純粹經驗分享同埋教學嘅用途，並非投資建議，大家要小心求證，衡量風險先至好投資。如果大家都喜歡呢類影片，記得俾個 like 同埋 share， 最緊要唔好忘記 subscribe 同埋按埋隔離嗰個鐘仔，越多人 like 越多人 subscribe， 我就越有動力製作同類嘅影片。講開對沖基金經理索羅斯，就算唔係炒股嘅人都會認識，咁但係索羅斯背後幫佢出 trading ideas 同埋操盤嘅真正強人呢，其實係 Stanley Druckenmiller。Stan Druckenmiller 咧就唔係個個都識，佢被譽為世上最強嘅基金經理，其實係不為過，因為佢喺量子基金做咗25年，平均年回報係40%，而從未有一年輸過錢。佢管理自己嘅 Duquesne Capital Management 超過30年，平均年回報30%。同樣都係未有一年輸過錢，咁呢一個戰績咧係屬於神級嘅。佢之前嘅訪問之中提到 hot and cold streaks 嘅概念。hot streaks 即係手風順，手風呢一家嘢球賽就會成日見到，有啲球員會喺一場球賽裏邊上晒身咁樣，例如籃球嘅比賽，一啲上咗身嘅球員佢係可以全方位，不論係2分3分球咩位置都射得中。足球比賽上咗身嘅守門員個前鋒咧係可以無論點樣射咧佢都係救到嘅，咁呢個狀態咧就叫做 hot。 咁倒翻轉，人衰行路打到褪，蹬到飛起，long 乜跌乜 short 乜就升乜，嗰個狀態咧就叫做 cold。
People ask me what I learned from George Soros. I thought when I went there I was going to learn what made the yen and the Deutschmark go up and down and that kind of thing. No, what I learned was sizing is probably 70 to 80% of the equation. It's not whether you're right or wrong, it's how much you make when you're right and how much you lose when you're wrong. I've also found, as an investor, I believe in streaks. You see it in baseball, you see it in everything else. I see it in investing. Sometimes you're seeing the ball, sometimes you're not. One of my number one jobs is to know whether I'm hot or cold. And when I'm hot, I'm supposed to turn the dial way up, not say, okay, I'm up 40% this year, let's go, this will look good at the end of the year, go take a break. No, you got to make hay while you're hot. And then when you're cold, the last thing you should do is try and make big bets to get back to even. You should tone yourself down. Not only do I have to see the investment that really excites me, I also have to see myself sort of being in a good trading rhythm。
好啦， cold streaks 出現咗之後，究竟要點做好呢？個市咧喺逆風嗰度行咗一輪，實會有好多人咧主張要做對沖。關於對沖，我嘅取態係之前講過噶啦，咁我咧就唔喺度再多講。今次咧我哋就睇下 Stanley Druckenmiller 點講。佢即係話佢唔中意做對沖，對佢嚟講，如果有一樣嘢係需要對沖嘅話，咁其實咧你就唔應該繼續持有嗰個倉位。我自己就咁睇，舉個例，手上咧如果 long 咗一個倉位，你覺得佢有機會出現問題，或者個大市有問題都好，但其實最理想嘅做法係應該要認真審視呢一筆交易有冇問題。如果確實係有問題，或者判斷係個市況不利嘅話，最好嘅做法就係平倉，而唔係額外咧走去做淡，去繼續或者合理化咧呢個長倉嘅失利。更何況對沖係要成本嘅，亦多數咧唔能夠100%覆蓋，甚至有更多時候喺做或者解對沖嘅時候，喺個過程之中左一巴右一巴。但個市跌到咁上下，股價成日都跌，尤其係啲推介股價咧係冇咩表現，然後咧就會有人主張買高息股，無視股價升跌，個個月有現金流。咁呢幅圖咧就喺舊年12月嘅雜誌嗰度 cap 出嚟嘅。 原來照佢咁做咧，買收息股，其實咧每年收嘅利息咧連5% 都冇，仲要承受股價升跌嘅風險。而本雜誌佢自己都講咗，今年咧呢啲股票派到息，下一年咧就未必派到呢一個同樣金額嘅息。咁大家見到今年中電、煤氣發生啲咩事，就知道呢個策略係咪可行啦。但而家港股咧有多個界別嘅股票都癲升緊，但係隻中電咧個股價就係咁樣。咁大家採唔採取呢啲穩陣收息股嘅策略，咁啊自己衡量下啦。然後有一啲人咧就會主張長線投資，至少咧就5年，最好就10年8年。咁而家高通脹係焦點啦，咁我哋就拎翻60至70年代高通脹時期嘅道指圖表嚟睇下，咁大家就會見到個市場咧係可以升升跌跌15至16年之間咧係冇咩表現。咁上個星期我提過嘅 Nifty 50明星優質股嘅領導股麥當勞作為例子，咁我希望咧大家仲會記得。OK， 咁我哋就而家睇下 Stanley Druckenmiller 佢點樣處理 cold streaks 呢個咁嘅問題。
March of 99, I got the brilliant idea to short like 10 internet stocks, which were up like 7 or 8-fold at Soros. And I think I put 200 million into the quantum fund short. And within about 4 weeks, the 200 million investment was a $600 million loss. I didn't just misstate that. I lost 4 times. 3 times my investment. So, because the 200 million went to 800 million, then I covered it. So I was very bruised. I was down mid-teens. I'd never been down double digits before, and I was exhausted. And then I kind of backed off, and for a few months I realized Greenspan was doing this huge easing program because of the Asian financial crisis, but there was no crisis in the United States, but we were pumping all this money in, and I could see the tech revolution, and I said, oh my God, I've got to go along. So one of the things I did was hire two people in their 20s who were sort of gunslingers, because I knew, gets back to Bitcoin now, I knew the younger people knew the new companies like Veritas and VeriSign and that kind of stuff. I didn't know how to spell them. So I'm down like 16% or something. We pivot into this stuff in the summer, and by the end of the year, we're up 42% net. We have this massive year. I go into George in January and I said, this is crazy. We're in a bubble. I'm selling all the technology stocks. So I sell them. This is January. And then the 2 gunslingers are still there. They have little small accounts, so I can size them up when they're hot or cold per our earlier conversation. And then, as you just said, they're making like 8% a day. And it's driving me out of my mind because I'm out of the market. So we're now getting into March, and there's the little devil here going, March of 2000. The little devil here is going, do it. And the little devil here is saying, don't do it. And I think I missed the top by an hour, and you said I bought a few things. I didn't buy a few things. I put I think 6 billion, and which turned into a massive loss, 2 or 3 billion. I knew 5 days after I did it, but the whole exit, it was messy. So now I'm down like 18% again. And I had just been down 18% the year before. And I'm literally like an emotional mess. And to your point, I know I'm an emotional mess. So I go into Soros and I say, I'm quitting. I need a break. I'm exhausted. I write a letter to the Kane investors. I had 2 firms going. And I said, I'm going on sabbatical. I might come back. I might not. Right now, I'm a mess. If you want your money, here's the number. Just call. We'll send you all your money back. I did cheat a little. I said, if you take your money out, I might not let you back in, but you're free to take it all out. Okay. So I go to Africa with my kids. I don't allow myself to see a TV or read a financial newspaper. So I don't know where anything is. So it's a true break, which is something I'd advise young traders to do. If you take a break, take a break. Don't sit there and trade your own account and mess around. So I come back on Labor Day because my kids are going back to school, and I'm sure my wife doesn't want me around the house. So I open up a newspaper and I can't believe it. The NASDAQ has recovered like 70 or 80% of their losses. The S&P is almost back to the high. But oil is up, interest rates are up, and the dollar is up. By the way, that might sound a little familiar. And this has always been terrible for corporate earnings looking forward. So I mentioned this to my good friend Ed Hyman. I go, what's going on? And I said, oil is up, interest rates are up, and the dollar's up. Why is the market up? In the meantime, I'm calling all my ex-clients who are small businessmen. I didn't have big fancy clients, and they're all telling their business is terrible. Okay, so Ed sends back a regression thing 2 days later showing that if you have oil, interest rates, he plugged in the percentages, and the dollar up this amount, earnings the next year forward based on history go down 35%. And the average earnings estimate of the Wall Street guys is up 18. So I then get the idea, and I'm down. And one of my trading rules is you don't trade a lot when you're down. But I've had a break. My mind is fresh. I just love this idea. So I put 350% 10-year equivalent of the fund into treasuries, betting that Greenspan, who has a tightening directive, will reverse and we'll go into a recession. And to make a long story short, I make 40% in the fourth quarter, even though I had given up on the year and decided I was finally going to have a down year. That's the end of the story. I will go to my grave believing it was my stepping aside and clearing my head that enabled me not only to see the trade, but to have the gumption to put it on in size, because I needed that 4 months to rebuild my confidence.
要 break 咗個 cold streaks 最好嘅方法就係休息，真正嘅休息。重點係要抽離，去到一個點呢，自己可以重新開始，客觀審視翻個形勢。咁有人要離場斷晒片先得，咁有人係唔需要啦。咁但係我自己就覺得視乎情況，如果好似 Druckenmiller 科網嗰一次呢，搞到情緒崩潰咁嚴重，咁就真係要斷晒片 reset 先至得啦。大家要留意 down 16至18% 咧，對於佢嚟講已經係一個好嚴重嘅問題，痛不欲生咁嘅款。咁我哋睇翻身邊嘅人，好多人咧輸2-3成，好似閒閒地咁樣樣。嗱，對於 drawdown 嘅控制係投資績效分野嘅關鍵。咁呢啲數學原則我多次已經強調噶啦。嗱，講翻而家個市，標普500指數呢個星期整體上係有反彈嘅，咁但係成交量咧同埋幅度都偏弱。咁係人見到咧都對於呢個反彈係冇咩信心。周線圖我哋睇到呢個星期係 inside bar 嚟嘅，即係市場咧係未有方向，上下波動都有可能，並非一個好理想而可以做到有效交易嘅市場。咁呢種市場咧就適宜多觀察少做事為主啦。嗱，近期嘅市況有幾樣嘢咧係呢個星期嘅新發展，其中一個咧就係能源股進一步走弱。咁上星期大家如果仲記得，咁我指出而家呢一隻熱門嘅石油股 OXY， 佢上個星期連續3日收低於50天線，整個升浪咧都未見過呢個現象，係一個要值得留意嘅轉弱嘅信號。咁結果咧佢嘅股價係進一步向下。咁 IBD 50 ETF FFTY 係一個咧追逐動力嘅股票 ETF， 咁個 ETF 咧其實廢到咧我已經一度放棄再睇噶啦。咁然後咧我有一個會員朋友喺討論區又貼翻呢個 FFTY 嘅股價圖出嚟。咁我一睇佢近期咁嘅表現，見到個大市指數其實係反彈嘅，但佢反而係急跌嘅話，咁我就估佢咧9成9都係高追咗好多能源嘅股票啦。然後我去官網一睇，隻 ETF 真係有5成嘅能源股喺度。嗱，喺度係想指出喺熊市裏邊咧，不停地純粹追逐動力，而咧冇睇晒整個嘅 big picture 嘅話咧，就未必係一個好嘅策略。嗱 ，IBD 50咧多年嚟其實係大幅跑輸標普500指數。IBD 50呢一個咁嘅策略咧，明顯係好有問題。但唔係話動力型投資咧，呢個策略係必定有問題。但係咧做呢一種操作當中嘅細節，以及咧喺啲咩市場特別有用，咁呢啲當中咁嘅細節問題咧，就要諗得非常之清楚。嗱，另一件事係10年長債利率去到 3.5%， 好似咧就唔係好上，反而係回落翻。嗱，係一個高通脹預期嘅環境。嗱，而家仲係時間短啦，但係如果咧個債息長時間係 keep 住唔上，甚至跌穿5月低位 2.7% 呢啲咁嘅水平嘅話咧，就要非常之留心啦。但如果件事發展成咁嘅話咧，咁呢一個咧係一個重要嘅轉變。嗱，我自己就唔太肯定啦。咁我估個轉變咧，可能係去到2023，可能咧由而家嘅高通脹就變成一個通縮再加衰退嘅情況。大泡沫爆破，再加上強力嘅緊縮貨幣政策，以及經濟衰退呢3樣嘢加埋咧，個通脹係絕對有可能變為通縮嘅。 咁而另一個可能性係聯儲局咧稍後係再有轉態嘅可能，即係平時我哋新聞成日聽到嘅 Fed Policy Pivoting， 聯儲局見到個情況好唔掂，由鷹變翻鴿。債券利率狂飆，即係債價狂跌，咁我哋叫呢個情況咧就叫做債災。債災完結就係熊市完結嘅第一個先兆。咁兩者相隔幾耐，股市咧會唔會再踩多腳先完？冇話一定係點嘅。咁但係債券開始止跌咧，係屬於一個重要嘅一步。咁有人會問，債息跌係咪因為避險資金湧入債市先至會有呢個情況呢？我會認為，如果債息下跌係只係短期發生嘅話咧，咁呢個係非常之有可能嘅。咁但係如果債息嘅趨勢長線都係向下，或者持續長時間向下，咁咧就唔係純粹避險可以解釋到噶啦。呢件事咧就唔知係咪同最近雲電腦啊、軟件股嘅界別或者一啲投機型嘅增長股大幅反彈有冇關係啦？長債利率回落對於呢啲公司嘅估值以及債務都有啲幫助。最後講下中港股市，其實喺5月底李克強10萬人會議之後，再加上中港股票指數藍籌股嘅表現，其實咧我就多咗好多講中港市場嘅機會。咁喺 YouTube 啊、Facebook 啊、Patreon 都有講啦。咁有人會話，你之前唔係成日話中港股市點衰嘅咩？嗱咁啦，就正所謂是其是非其非，咁邊度有機會就去邊度啦，係咪？都係嗰句，比較熟悉國情咧，係我哋比外國投資者有優勢嘅地方。連我咁多年都唔睇好港股嘅人，喺5月底咧都覺得有機會。咁之後我唔知會點啦。咁但係 so far 呢一刻為止，我由4月底整體回報咧係負3-4% 呢個咁嘅 range 咧，好辛苦地做到去翻而家正7點幾個%左右嘅情況。咁中概啊港股嘅幫助係非常之大。港股市場 long 嘅勝率係好高啦，咁主因係因為呢個市場咧本身嘅氣氛係 bullish， 咁但係點 bullish 都好，呢一個市場嘅本質都係高風險啦，咁呢個要留意。舉個例，近期咧以為監管鬆晒啦，咁可以咧係突然間出個唔准網上第三方平台賣藥嘅新聞，咁又有啲股票就要插下啦咁樣，仲有係政治嘅嘢啦。咁而家中國政府對於經濟有新嘅意見啦，咁就好難保咧1-2個星期之後呢啲睇法會唔會轉變。咁我做嘅策略咧都係短線 hit and run 啦。如果夠盈利，遇到啲阻力就剔啦。咁開咗個倉，如果一輪冇嘢睇，咁我就會選擇撤退或者係轉去第二樣。咁我就寧願 miss 一啲嘢啦。咁盡量唔會揸長時間慢慢逗留，同時咧就控制住個保險啦。咁呢個係一個好膽小嘅做法。咁但係咧，只要個市夠牛嘅話咧，一樣係可以揾到唔少。咁我咧就唔係話主張呢個策略，咁呢個只係我自己嘅策略啫。咁呢一樣嘢我就要講得好清楚啦。咁我最怕咧就係好似好 bullish 咁樣，然後有啲人咧就做個中長線，幾個月後如果個市反轉咗，翻嚟問翻我點樣，咁我就寧願咧講清楚自己嘅取態，然後嗰啲人咧做咗中長線嘅話，萬一個市牛到飛街，翻嚟笑我做乜咁細膽，咁我寧願係咁樣啦。但講翻中國市場，滬深300指數咧突破咗4300點嘅重要阻力，市場嘅氣氛開始 bullish， 時不時咧都會聽到 A 股市場咧 gap up 啊，大量股票升停板之類嘅新聞。咁幾時會 pull back 就唔知道啦。咁但係呢一刻咧，至少歌舞升平，暫時係 bullish。恒指就弱啲，因為當中咧有好多權重嘅本土嘢啦。咁我其實就唔知呢啲算唔算係本土啦。例如匯豐、友邦呢啲咁嘅股票咧就唔係好喐，咁令到個指數咧就慢啲。科技股指數咧就相對強啲，貼住個阻力位。大家如果有睇我5月出嘅呢一條影片，咁 Patreon 嗰度我有個更加詳細嘅版本啦。咁咧就會知道港股大市咧開始去到係咪熊去牛來嘅關鍵判斷阻力位置。咁而家要諗嘅係佢會唔會成功啦。咁照目前嘅牌面睇，我又覺得如果咧外圍不是太差，又冇突然爆出啲咩政治或者政策上嘅嘢咧，成功嘅機會係大過失敗。咁當然要留意啦，中港股市嗰啲所謂牛市，以前嘅經驗同美股嗰啲係唔同嘅。個牛市 pattern 咧係短時間輪住大爆升，咁然後咧就跌嘅時間好長。咁呢個要留意。咁關於我自己嘅策略，咁我就舉啲例我自己點做啦。咁例如呢一隻吉利，其實咧就5月17號啦已經發現咧佢突破咗我頭先講過一條片所提到嘅見底 pattern， 咁即係藍色直線嗰個部分。咁呢一下咧我係 miss 咗嘅，咁 anyway 唔緊要啦，miss 嘢係成日發生噶啦。而贏錢咧就唔使撈到最低先贏嘅，最緊要係自己判斷到個 trend 嘅方向，而自己做啱嗰個方向同埋 set up 就 OK 噶啦。咁去到6月初175咧，吉利咧就做咗個2星期多一啲嘅旗形整固，因為港股開市嘅時間咧喺我呢度係半夜嚟嘅，咁我就 set 咗個 buy stop， 即係喺紅色箭嘴嗰度咧突破淺藍色橫線嗰度咧，咁喺個 breakout 嘅時候咧就 long 咗，咁喺3日之間咧就剔到 2.5 個 R 左右嘅 profit。 咁呢一種 set up 咧，相信好多做美股嘅朋友，除咗年初有勁炒油股嗰啲朋友之外咧，咁其實咧已經好耐冇再遇到呢啲成功嘅例子噶啦。咁呢個狀態咧，一般只係會喺 strong market 先 work 啦。就例如美團，我喺佢做緊 range 嘅時候入咗啦，咁博外圍即係美股啦，呢一排少少反彈，港股本身又強強地，港股嘅大市或者呢啲個別股票會唔會有突破？咁結果入咗之後咧，上上落落就冇咩突破啦。而呢一隻股票近期嘅表現亦都不比其他科網股強啦，咁所以咧我就平手離場啦。咁決定咧就再觀察一下先，覺得仍然 OK 先諗咧再唔再入翻或者再做個第二隻，咁咧就唔會長時間坐住喺度慢慢等。咁呢個咧就係我所講嘅 hit and run 膽小嘅策略啦。嗱，港股呢一輪咧領導股係車股啦，然後今日又有醫藥股。咁如果個市 keep 住咧係有不同 theme 輪住突破嘅話，不同界別輪住炒起，咁呢一個咧就係一個牛嘅格局。咁但係都要留意啦，中港嗰啲嘢咧就變得好快，要特別小心警惕。好啦，希望今日嘅分享可以幫到大家。今日就講住咁多先，下一次再見，拜拜。